Good afternoon, YouTube. Today's Bible verse comes from Psalms chapter 56, verse 3. And it says, "When I am afraid, I will trust in you." That is today's Bible verse. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. This is a song of David when the Philistines had seized him in Gath. So why was he in Gath? Let's break it down. So many of you all know the story of David and Goliath. Okay, how it all started was that David killed Goliath, and when he killed Goliath, King Saul appointed him over his army. So now David is over the army. Now everybody's talking about him. This is his claim to fame. So because King Saul is tormented in his mind, he has some mental health issues going on at this time. He believes that David is trying to take over his throne. So he's like, man, you know what? I'm going to kill this David. I'm going to kill this David. And he sends his men after him. So David flees to Gath, looking for shelter, looking for safety. Now, Gath is the land of the Philistines, the enemy, the home of Goliath. David has ended up in the home of Goliath, looking for safety. How many of you all ever ended up going back to the enemy when you know you shouldn't be where the enemy is at, but you looking for safety amongst the enemy? Okay, so let's go back to what we was talking about. So now he's amongst the Philistines, and they're around him. They surrounded him, and they say, "Isn't this David, the king of the land? Isn't he the one they sing about in their dances and songs? Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands." So David was like, oh boy, I have to do something to get out of this situation. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm about to act crazy. I'm about to play crazy. So David plays crazy, and he's foaming at the mouth, out writing on the walls, doing all type of crazy stuff, climbing the gates, being a straight nut, a straight fool. How many times you know? How many people know that sometimes you have to be a straight fool for God to get out of certain situations? You have to be a straight nut. You have to be straight crazy. You have to do some crazy things in order to get out of some situations. Crazy by faith, that is. So David does that, and he ends up fleeing to Adullam, but Saul is on him there. Then he goes to a forest in Hereth. Saul is on him there. Then he ends up fleeing to Keilah. Saul is on him there. Then he goes to the wilderness of Zippah. Saul is looking for him there. David can't go nowhere without Saul on his tail. He ends up going to En-Gil and Ziklag as well. But Saul is there looking for him, pursuing him. So tough. I would imagine that David didn't even get any sleep, because everywhere you turn, the enemy is trying to pursue you. Which leads us back to today's Bible verse. David says in Psalms 56, verse 1, "Be merciful to me, O God, for men hostily pursue me. All day long they press their attack. My slanderers pursue me all day long. Many are attacking me in their pride. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me? All day long they twist my words, and they always plot to harm me. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps, eager to take my life. On no account let them escape in your anger, O God. Bring down the nations. Record my lament. List my tears on your scrolls. Are they not your record? Then my enemies will turn back when I call for help. By this I will know that God is for me, in God whose word I praise, in the Lord whose word I praise, in God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? I am under vows to you, O God. I will present my thanks offering to you, for you have delivered me from death and my feet from stumbling. So, to put today's Bible verse into action, live an application of this verse. When you are being pressed on every side by the enemy, when you are being attacked in your mind, when you are being attacked in your finances, when you are being attacked in your relationships, when you are being attacked in your health, when you are being attacked on all sides, everywhere you turn, there's an attack. Remember what David says, when I am afraid, I will trust in you. Trust in the Lord on today. That is today's Bible verse. Remember, you have the power to make it a great day.